April 2025. And we have a number of very interesting news. First of all, the Tormore Distillery is bringing out a little bit of a foreshadowing for their core range. For everybody who doesn't know, Tormore had a change. 2022, Elixir Distillers has overtaken Tormore. That is, the CEO is Sukinder. I'm not quite sure how it pronounces the last name. I know him, Sukinder, very, very tall Indian guy from London. He was kind of a competitor in London with the Whisky Exchange before he sold the Whisky Exchange, and now his company Elixir Distillers actually bought Tormore. 2026, he wanted to come out with a core range, and up till then, here we have a blueprint cask program. It's a release of small batches, unveiled, yeah. And 3 of them are available at Whisky.com for the Netherlands and Belgium. Next up is Aberfeldy, and the Aberfeldy that was actually in 2023. They actually celebrated 125th anniversary, and they brought out the Aberfeldy 25, and now they actually want to have it in their core range. They kept the maturation the same, but a little bit of a design change because it wasn't the special edition. It's now just a core range. Next up is a very, 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 very old Glenfarclas, 70 years old, the oldest Glenfarclas up until now. One of the last 3 casks from the year 1953. 262 bottles worldwide, matured wholly in the first fill sherry cask, 42.9% ABV, and bottle is priced around 24,000 euros, which is actually not that expensive for a 70-year-old, very famous distillery of Glenfarclas. So it's a bit of a bargain for 24,000 euros, or was it $26,000 or maybe $24,000? I'm not quite sure how the exchange rate is. Next up is a very nice news. Maybe you've seen my Glendronach video back in the days where I said, oh, Glendronach 21 will get out of stock, and it came out of stock, and I will say, yeah, after a certain number of years, it will probably come back in stock, and that's now. So the future is now. They're relaunching their 25. It will no longer be called Parliament. Will have a very similar look, and it will be the same stuff inside with 48% ABV. Then we have personal change. The distillery of Ardbeg, the master distiller, or not the master distiller, the distillery manager, Colin Gordon, is actually leaving Ardbeg. We don't know where he's going, but good luck, and we'll probably see him again, and we will actually be having a news when we know who is following him. Then we have Douglas Laing. They are unveiling the Rock Island 16 years Sherry edition. It's 2 years older as the old one, and it's a blended malt from the regions Orkney, Arran, Jura and Islay. 46.9% ABV and available at Whisky.com. Then we have a special edition from GlenAllachie. It's a new series called Sinteis, or Sinteis. It's Gaelic for synthesis. And it will always combine like casks that don't fit together. At the start will be a Chincampin and a PX cask. 57.8% ABV and available at Whisky.com. Then we are at Lafroig 38. It's a new bottling for the Archive collection, limited to 400 bottles, 1985 distilled, and finished in Oloroso hogsheads with a cask strength of 41.3% ABV. And then in good news for the whiskey industry, the Ardgowan Distillery is barreling their first cask. So it takes 3 years at least to have their first bottle there. It is the first new distillery in Inverclyde since 100 years, and it is actually in Inverkip. And they actually took 8 years for planning, building and opening, and so congratulations. Long project, finished, and hopefully will be a good whiskey. Then you have news from Ardnamurchan, and they are bringing out The Midgie. Midgie is a very, very, very small mosquito in Scotland. It's so small you can't even see its legs or anything. It's just a little red dot, and you'll have them everywhere if you go through the marshes during the summertime. It's a non-smoky and smoky whiskey, bourbon, port, and sherry casks combined, second edition. Without chill filtering and natural color with 48% ABV, and available at Whisky.com. And actually, I had an idea of bringing out the Midgie as well, but they beat me to it because I want to. Whisky.com has the range of animals of Scotland. We have the Highland cattle, unicorn, and yeah, we will come out with more of them in the near future. And yeah, maybe we'll launch the Midgie as well some point in the future. Then we have the Lagg Distillery, and they're bringing out their very first small batch release. It's a parlor cortado finish of highly peated single malt with 50 ppm, and it is available at Whisky.com. Then we have Gordon MacPhail, and they are wrapping up their Mr. George Legacy series. It's the fifth bottling and the finale of the series in honor of George Urquhart, 70-year-old rarity from 1954 with a sherry puncheon, cask strength 50.5% ABV, limited to 130 bottles. Then we have Ireland. And bad news for Ireland, the Powerscourt Distillery is under bankruptcy administration. So they're filing for bankruptcy. You know them from the Fair Colin whiskey. They were actually just recently been funded or set up at 2018. But luckily the visitor center can stay open up now, because that's a really big thing. They are close to a very, very famous garden. There are tons of tourists coming through, so they will. I'm not quite sure. Maybe they're just going to be in bankruptcy that is going to be restructuring. I've been there pretty recently, but I don't think the video has made it out yet. But over the next weeks or maybe month, we will come out. As you see, there's every second Saturday we'll come out with the Irish video. Then we have bad news for the Irish whiskey industry again. Diageo is stopping their whiskey production of Roe Co in Dublin. That's really bad news for Dublin, because since 2019 they're really in the center of the whiskey tourism in Dublin, and they were really attracting people there as well, with the Guinness close by and the Pierce Lines, and yeah, all the Dublin Liberties were really a center now for Irish whiskey. So it's really bad time for the Irish whiskey. Then we have international news from Namibia in Africa. They're bringing out a new whiskey called Ondjaba. Sounds very African, but actually there are it's a German couple behind that, and they are running the distillery. And the grain or the malt that they are malting there will be smoked over elephant dung. So very African like. We've seen that kind of smoking over dung with, I think, was it Finnish or Iceland whiskey? I think, was it? I'm not quite sure how it was called, but they did it with sheep dung. You can actually buy them at Whisky.com. 4 bottlings are listed there. So that was it with the news. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.